Greetings LEGO and D&D nerds, my name is Ian and welcome to Brick Bestiary, the show where I show you how to build D&D creatures out of LEGO bricks. Today's creature comes from page 174 of the 2014 Monster Manual, the Griffon. Now Griffons may just be my second favorite fantasy creature of all time. I don't know what it is about them, but I've always loved them, and though the classic Griffon is a combination of the king of the skies and the king of the beasts, half eagle, half lion, I always love to see other creative combinations of bird and big cat, which gives you just so many options for cool Griffon designs in your campaigns. Now in the world of LEGO pre-molded creatures, we do not have a LEGO Griffon. We do have this LEGO eagle from Lord of the Rings, and we have pre-molded big cats, and even though they look like they are the perfect size to form a griffin, there's no way to get these to connect. The closest we have is LEGO Buckbeak from the Harry Potter line, which also has an even older variant from like the early 2000s Harry Potter run. I have a couple of these guys from sets, and I also sometimes pick them up if I see them at a secondhand LEGO store just because I really like them, and if nothing else, the wings come in handy. However, Buckbeak is not a griffin, he's a hippogriff, which appears on page 184, front half eagle, back half horse. Still very cool, but not a griffin. So if we want a true LEGO Griffon, we are going to have to make it ourselves. And there are a couple of things that I want from this Griffon. I want it to be minifig scale, I want it to have at least the posability of these new model LEGO horses, and I want it to be rideable by a minifig so you can use it as a mount. And so that is exactly what I'm going to show you how to make today. A posable and minifig rideable Griffon. Let's start off our Griffon by building the head. I'm going to be going for the sort of classic half bald eagle, half lion look. So this Griffon is going to be three-tone, white, reddish brown, and tan for the lion. I'll start with this 1x2 yellow plate and this 1x1 with a vertical tooth to form the beak. Then I'll add a 1x2 white plate behind that and this translucent yellow stud to be the eye. Then I'll add a 1x2 curved slope and a cheese slope on the back to shape out the head and fill in this space on the bottom with a 1x1 plate. Then I'll attach that to a 1x1 brick in white that has studs on the two sides. I want them facing forwards and backwards. And I will stack two plates onto the bottom of that. And then I'll take two more of these curved 1x2 slopes and I will add a 1x1 into their offset stud and then attach one on the back and one on the front to shape out the Griffon's neck. Then I'll take this 1x1 with snot studs on all of the sides and I'll attach it to this bottom plate here so that the bottom of the brick is pointing backwards, and I'll attach a white vertical clip onto the bottom of that. And here's where we're going to transition from the white head feathers to the brown feathers. So on the front, I'll take a brown 1x2 curved slope with a 1x1 plate in its gap, and I will attach it onto this front stud here to finish out this curve. Then onto the bottom of this clip, I will stack a 1x1 plate and a 1x1 tile with a final 1x1 brown plate going on the back of this snot brick here. I'll go ahead and set the Griffon's head aside now, and we'll start on the next section of the body with another one of these snot bricks with studs on all the sides. We will place a 1x1 brown tile on the top, and then this rounded 1x1 with a bar handle onto one side like this with a 1x1 plate on top of it. This handle will connect to this clip right here, which will allow our head to pivot forward. I'm going for a sort of head pivoting motion like we see in this pre-molded Hippogriff or the LEGO horses where they can bend their head down like this. Overall, it will just give us more posability in the Griffon and allow for a little more clearance for the plates on the back if the head can angle forward slightly. So next we're going to stack two more 1x1 plates onto the back of this snot brick here, this time in tan because we're transitioning into the lion's body. And then we will add one more of these snot bricks, again with the open stud facing the back. Then I'll take a 1x2 plate and a 1x2 tile in tan and stack them together and place them on this stud centered so that the pin in the middle of the brick goes through the hollow stud like this. In front of them, I will take a jumper tile and I will do the exact same thing. And on top of that, I'll place one of these 2x2 bricks that has studs on only half. This will give a rider a place to sit on the Griffon's back if you want to use it as a mount. Then I'll take a 1x3 plate and add two tiles here to cover the studs, and I will place that onto the bottom here. And I'll take a hollow stud and place it on the back of this snot brick as an attachment point for our tail. Then on this center snot stud on the side here, I'm going to place a 2x2 plate. I'm going to center it so that the stud lands in this middle hole, and I will put one on the other side also. Attaching those is going to push upward a little bit on this plate. The tolerances don't allow for this to be a perfect connection, but there's still enough grab between the jumper tile and this plate that it's not going to just fall off. Now I'm going to take these quarter round tiles in tan and place 2 on each side at the back in a rounded configuration like this. And then I'll take 1 more in brown and place it in the front in the opposite curving direction like this to fill in that gap there. On the 1 remaining stud, I will place a 1x1 with a clip on the top, 1 on each side, which will be where our wings connect. And now our Griffon needs some legs, so let's start with the front. We're going to take 2 of these round 2x2 plates and attach to each one of these 2x2 wedge plates, the left and the right respectively, like this. Then I'll use the quarter round tiles to fill in on the tops, and then I will flip it over and I will place one of these studs with a bar on this lower stud of the wedge plate like this and like this. Then I will place a brown cone piece onto each of those bars, and I'll take a yellow horizontal clip and add it to the bottom to form the talons. I will then connect 1 leg on each side with the center of the round plate onto this snot stud here, and the same thing over here. And this will give us some very posable front legs, which we can place flat on the ground, or we can angle like this if we want the Griffon to be rearing up and trying to claw someone. Combined with the tilt of the head, we'll be able to pose our Griffon in several different ways. Now for the back legs, I'm going to start with 2 of these 1x2 tan slope pieces. And onto the bottom of each of those, I'm going to take this 1x2 curved inverted slope and attach it like this with a cheese slope on the front, and this will form the general shape of our lion's foot. So I'll go ahead and make 2 of those, and then I will take a headlight brick and I will attach it right above the slope plate using a 1x2 plate on the back and one of these half round tiles on the front. I'll cover up this exposed stud here with a 1x1 tile, and I'll do the same thing to this leg, except I want it to face in the other direction. So now that I have 2 mirrored lion legs here, I will attach the back of this headlight brick onto the snot brick here, and I want to do this at a bit of an angle so that the Griffon's back has this slight slope to it. That will account for the difference in height between the front and back legs and kind of gives the Griffon a little bit more regal looking pose. Then we can go ahead and take this elephant trunk piece in tan and place this ice cream swirl in brown on the end, and that will slot into the exposed hollow stud at the back to form our lion's tail. And now our Griffon just needs wings. We have a couple options here. The molded wings from this Lord of the Rings eagle actually look absolutely spectacular on the Griffon. I can just clip them on right here and it looks amazing. These would probably be my first choice, but they're a pretty rare piece, especially in this color. This eagle only ever came in 3 Lord of the Rings sets that are discontinued, so it's a solid option, but I also want to take a look at a brick build alternative. We're going to build a set of wings using a bunch of these pentagonal tiles. We'll start by attaching a 1x3 onto the top, and then one of these 1x2 plates with a bar handle onto the bottom, pointing on the other side. Then I'll stack a 1x2 onto this exposed stud, and I'll take another pentagon tile and cover only 1 stud of that plate so that they're offset like this. Then I'll take a 1x3 wedge plate and connect it to that stud, followed by, you guessed it, another tile, and then a final tile I will place on this end stud here. I'm going to pivot this one up until the corners meet here, and I will pivot this one this direction until it runs into the stud. This gives us a pretty nice wing shape with some peaks to form the feathers. I can go ahead and make another one that points in the other direction, and then we can clip those wings onto our Griffon, and that gives us a pretty solid brick-built alternative to the pre-molded wings. Now, one of the advantages that I think a brick-built creature like this has over a pre-molded one like this Hippogriff here is that it's more customizable and more modular. Obviously, you could build this in a variety of different colors. It doesn't have to be a bald eagle and a lion. You could do any combination of bird or big cat that you could find colors for, which could lead to some really cool Griffon variations, whereas these only come in 2 colors. And on top of that, while the wings are removable, this is all one piece. technically it's a couple, but Lego for some reason glues these molded animals together in a way that doesn't allow you to get them apart, and honestly that kind of annoys me. This tiger here isn't official Lego. This is a knockoff version based on the Lego Big Cat mold, and this one is actually super easy to take apart because the pieces aren't glued together. I can pop out the back legs, I can open the middle, I can remove the head, and I can swap those pieces around, which is a feature that I think would make a lot of sense for Lego pre-molded animals, but for some reason they don't give us the option to do. This hippogriff is beautiful, but it's always going to be a hippogriff. You could use it as a griffin in a pinch, but its back legs are horse legs and they're going to stay that way. Meanwhile, this griffin isn't set in stone. Sure, right now the back legs are lion legs, but I can just pull the whole back off and swap it for something else. If you remember at the beginning of the year, I made a video about Lego centaurs, and I brick built this centaur body, which because it's brick built also comes apart. And at this point you can probably see what I'm thinking here. So let's start off with the front half of a griffin here. This is built exactly the same, but with a different color scheme. I went with all light bluish gray for the front and started working into dark bluish gray at the back here. The only notable difference besides the coloring is that for the head, I swapped out this single cheese slope here for this 1x1 bracket with 2 cheese slopes to give the feathers a little bit of a more tufted look. And here are all of the remaining pieces that we will need to build the back half of a centaur. So I'm going to begin by placing one of these mechanical clips into the hollow stud at the back of the body, and then I'll place these 2x2 jumper tiles onto the side studs like this. Then I'll take this bar holder with a clip and a black cheese slope, and I will slide the cheese slope onto the end of the bar holder, which works because these holders are rectangular. I will then take a horizontal 1x1 with a clip, and I will nest these 2 clips like this and attach this to the back of a 2x2 disc like that. I'm going to take a gray minifig hand and I'm going to attach it onto the front of this clip here to shape the bottom of the leg a little bit more, and I'll take a gray jumper tile and place it in the center of the top stud of the round tile like this, and then I'll center that 1x2 jumper tile onto the bigger jumper tile that's connected to the body to attach our horse's leg. The other leg will be similar but posed slightly different. This time we're going to connect the cheese slope onto this side of the bar holder so that it looks like our foot is angled this way. Then I'll go ahead and attach that clip, and then I'm going to take my round tile here and orient it so that the cross in the center is like a plus sign. I'll connect the clip onto this bottom stud at an angle like this, so that when the foot is parallel with the ground, the X in the center of the round tile is oriented like a plus sign. I'll go ahead and connect my gray hand like before, and the 1x1 jumper will go directly above the plus sign and then connect onto the other side like this. And now that that's looking good, I will take this single gray angel wing and attach it into the clip by this part here to form our horse's tail. Then we can connect a set of our brick-built wings, exactly the same as we used on the Griffin, or we can use these dark gray molded wings, which also look absolutely gorgeous, and we have ourselves a Lego Hippogriff, which we can compare side by side with the pre-molded version. So there is my Lego Griffin and a Hippogriff variant to boot. I love how this guy turned out, and I think he would make a great addition to any D&D campaign or even Fantasy Medieval Kingdom, especially following the release of the new Griffin Knights Lego Castle faction. I'm willing to bet that there's some army builders out there who would love to have a unit of Griffin mounted cavalry. Before we wrap up this video today, there's one more thing I want to do because it has been quite a while since I built a battle map to go along with a creature. The monster manual describes Griffin's habitats as plains, coastal, and cliffs. So I want to kind of make a map that invokes a seaside cliff using some of these big ugly rock pieces for height. I'll start off with a simple green base plate that I have lined with Sharpie like I do for all of my battle maps, and these 2 half blue plates to form some ocean on the edge. I haven't lined these ones, but you can do that if you want to. I'll put one next to the green plate like this and the other one in the corner, and then I will lock these together using this 6x6 wedge plate here in blue. That'll kind of round out the edge of the water there, and we'll disguise the fact that that's raised a little bit here in a minute. But first, let's do some rock work. I'm going to connect 2 of these rock pieces onto the sides of this sort of corner one using these 2x3 bricks at the top here. And I'll go ahead and do the same for the other 2 so that I have 2 pieces. Then I will nest these 2 curves together like this. and use these corner brackets to lock them into place right there. Then carefully flip this over and fill in these gaps here with 1x3 bricks like this. Then I'll lock this little mountain rise onto the back of my battle map like this. I'll add in a few plates here and here for support before I top it with this collection of plates here that's just going to fill in all of these gaps with gray, and then a layer of green on top. For a little additional rock work, I can take some of these 1x4 snot pieces here with some gray slopes and use them to attach these mountain top pieces on their side. This is a cool technique I like to use for making longer low-lying rocks. This one here I will slot right into the side of the cliff, and this one I will connect a single stud onto the bottom of so that I can position it at an angle to kind of hide where this plate joins the water. Now up next, I want to add a tree. I built this black tree in a video I built all about Lego trees, which I will link up in the cards. And I think this will work pretty well for our needs, but I am going to remove just one branch, this one right here. So if I take this chunk off, I can remove this branch, and on the Technic pin there, I will replace it with a snot brick and a cheese slope. This will make more room for our nest and give us an attachment point. I'll take this 1x4 brick and this kind of curved 3x3 piece here, and I'll just attach them on top of that snot brick to give us a nice foundation for our nest. And then I'll mount the tree on the top of this hill, covering that little bit of a gap in the green tiles. For the nest itself, I'm going to take this round plate in medium nougat with a couple plates on the bottom to fill in the hole, and a handful of these curved plates in this dark orange color that I found on the pick-a-brick wall recently. I'm just going to start going around the nest, interlacing these pieces like this, and the next layer up, I'll offset them. This one I think will kind of end up mostly round. Then I'll place them laced again and turn them in so that the second layer can kind of sit on top of those like flower petals here. And then the last layer I will place overlapping like this to give us this nice basket woven nest. Now, griffins are known to hoard and adorn their nests with gold and other precious metals, so I want to add a little gold into this nest. I'm going to start by moving one of those last layer curves out of the way, and I'm going to place this stud with a bar on top onto the exposed stud here. And then I'm going to take this golden knight helmet and I'm going to open the visor and kind of hang the helmet off of that bar before I swing that curve back into place, which will kind of pinch the helmet in place so it can't go anywhere. Then I'll rotate the nest a little bit and take a golden sword, and I'm just going to slide it in between the layers of the basket weave so it's wedged in place. And then on the opposite side here, I'm just going to add 2 of these golden leaf pieces to give us a little gold on that side as well. I'm just going to go ahead and clip this nest into the tree on the little base that I attached for it, and then I will complete the nest with this baby griffin and these 2 rebel helmets without the visors that I'll be using as eggshells. This baby griffin is super simple. I showed him off in my micro scale D&D video here, but he's basically just a snot brick with studs on all the sides with tooth tiles for his wings and head, a clip for a leg, and then his back lion half is just this snot brick with studs on only the 2 sides and these ring clips. I'll go ahead and set him in the nest here and place the 2 Star Wars Rebel helmets there, like the eggshells he's just hatched from. And then I want to decorate the landscape a little bit with some bones. I'll go ahead and put this human skull down here because that's always spooky. And these 2 long bones on clips I'll connect here and one over here like this. Then I want to add in these 2 horse skeletons because the monster manual mentions that griffins like to hunt horses. So since I have these from the fantasy era castle days, I thought they'd be a nice touch to this map. I can use these white studs with a bar inserted into some of these sockets on the side to attach them securely to the map like this. Then of course we have our mother griffin herself. Because we left this exposed stud on the bottom, we can easily attach a translucent stand. This is one of the curved ones that have been coming with a lot of recent superhero sets. I have a headlight brick on the end, which I can connect the bottom onto the Griffin's stomach, and the other end is just stuck into this Technic axle cylinder brace. Now, to give our Griffin a little bit more of a dramatic pose, I can angle the lion legs backwards like it's just leapt into the air. I can rear up those front legs, displaying the talons, and tilt the head forward a little bit like this. And I can even rotate the wings forward some on these clips because of the quarter rounds here on the side. I'll go ahead and connect her right here onto the edge of the rockwork before I bring in my party. I have a barbarian, a ranger, and a warlock who should be able to handle this encounter. And there we have a simple Griffin's Nest battle map. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below how you think this guy turned out, and this guy too. I'm curious to know which one's your favorite, Team Griffon or Team Hippogriff. And before you go, in case you missed the memo, my very next video will be on the 1st of December when I am starting my custom Lego D&D Advent Calendar. I have 24 small builds and I will be making one every single day right here on the channel. And if that is something you are interested in participating in and building yourself, then please check out my last video, which has all of the information that you will need and the list of parts that you will need to dig out or order. As of the uploading of this video, you still have 2 weeks, so hopefully if you gotta get things shipped, they will make it on time. I am super excited about the Advent Calendar project, and I really hope that you guys will join me and build along, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss when that first Advent Calendar video drops. So until then, thank you again so much for watching, and as always, let me know in the comments down below what D&D creatures you would like to see me build next.